All right, it is 7:01. I'm going to call the special meeting of the Board of Selectmen to order. Our first item of business is the Pledge of Allegiance. Selectman Musto, would you lead us, please?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All members of the Board of Selectmen are here and present. I'll turn now to the approval of the meeting minutes from the October 2nd Board of Selectmen regular meeting. Is there a motion?
Make a motion to accept the regular meeting minutes of Thursday, October 2nd as presented.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded. Any discussion or corrections?
Something on section 6, board and commission resignations and appointments. Subsection C, number 3.
Yep.
So those comments there are not my comments. I think there was a comments from a member of the public. I actually had different comments. I talked about the statute and the membership. I actually talked about Sarah, praised her for all the good work that she did. And I said that we should take up the votes depending on how people submitted their applications and the dates. But I didn't say these other things. Those are not my comments. So I don't care if we just strike all that and then not fill it back in with anything that I said, but those are not my comments.
He's on page 4, middle of page 4. All right, we'll strike those.
I think there's 4 lines here. See this?
I see them.
Right.
That's all I have.
Any other corrections? On the minutes as amended, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, public participation. This is one of 2 opportunities for members of the public to address the Board of Selectmen. First, invite anybody who is here to address the board if they so choose, and then provide the same opportunity for anybody online. If you would like to address the board, please state your name and your address. Yes, ma'am.
Sure. I just want to say this is kind of a sad night with these 2 ladies leaving. And it won't be the same.
Thank you, madam. Is there any other public comment? Yes, sir. Name and address, please.
Paul Anderson, 89 Main Street, president of Broadbrook Library. Just got a copy of the 5 Village Voice. We did not expect a full-page presentation from the library. However, I will tell you that because this came out, all the books are sold.
Awesome.
It's great.
So that was fast. And yeah, I'm just amazed. Otherwise, it was excellent issue. I also have to say that I'm going to miss 2 people from this board. I don't know where we're going to get our sage advice. We're going to have to probably go to Texas to pick our own sage. But no, you guys were well appreciated. So we're gonna miss you, but I certainly know. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Yes, sir. Name and address.
I'm Sherry, People Street. I just want to thank these 2 gals for their service. Marie, thank you very much. Sarah, thank you. Great servant to the town. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Is there any other public comment? Is there any other public comment? Is there any other public comment? Is there anyone online who would like to address the members of the Board of Selectmen? Okay, hearing none. All right, in your packet, there is a proclamation commemorating National First Responders Day. I want to thank Len Norton for bringing this forward, but that is something that's going to be entered into the record. Just wanted you all to know that. Should have put this one at the end. Okay. I don't really know what to say to the two of you. In the 6 years that we have had the opportunity to serve together, the two of you have been absolute guardians of doing the right thing for this town. That was the first and only concern either of you brought to the table. You have been leaders, sometimes quietly, sometimes not so quietly. You have provided guidance and wisdom and direction that have certainly improved the town. Volunteering on a board like this takes a lot of time, takes a lot of commitment, takes a lot of energy. And sometimes you have to ask yourself if that's time well spent. I hope that when you guys look back on your time on the board, you will know that it was time very well spent. So on behalf of the town, I would like to thank you both. And we put together these for the two of you to commemorate your years of service. Sarah? This is for you. This is awarded to Sarah Muska for your 8 years of outstanding service as a public official. Thank you for everything you've done. You truly make a difference. Given with gratitude by the town of East Windsor in 2025. Marie, you were my first political mentor. So for better or worse, everybody has you to blame. I certainly appreciate all that you have given to me in my time in public life, and helping me to do this as best that I can. You have been an example. You have been an advisor. You've been a confidant. You've been a limitless booster. And I just could not be more grateful for everything you have done. So with that, for your more than 26 years of outstanding service as a public official, thank you for everything you've done for the town of East Windsor. Actually, okay. If you'd like, sure.
I just want to thank everybody in the room, our employees, the regulars that come to our meetings, and anybody that's online or anybody that hasn't been able to make it here tonight that have helped us in East Windsor to make sure that we're making the best decisions that we can. They may not always be the one that somebody agrees with, but at least we can look at ourselves in the mirror at the end of the day and say we did what we thought was right by us. I want to say, with all the criticism over the last year, we on this board have stuck together for the most part to make sure that we didn't let a lot of the negativity get in the way. Although on a couple occasions it had been irritable and I have outspoken. That I can't take back. If I could, I probably would. But it's part of being in the political world. Sometimes you make mistakes and you move on from it. I want to thank Charlie Nordell for the years that he spent with us. Both him and Sarah are what we should be looking at moving forward. They've taken a lot of criticism for working with the Democrats on the board, the two people to my right, but they did the right thing. We fought amongst each other quietly. We questioned each other when we felt it was necessary, but we never brought it to the table. When we came to the table, for the most part, we were united through those years, and that only served the community of East Windsor better. So moving forward, whoever the candidates are, they're going to be sitting in these two seats. I hope they learn from Charlie and Sarah. And whether they're Republicans or Democrats that sit on this board, that they learn that if you're going to move forward, you got to move forward together. If you don't, you can be stuck in limbo forever. So I thank everybody here for your commitment to the town, and please continue to do it. And I appreciate this here tonight, but really wasn't necessary. But thank you.
I had prepared this for my selectmen's report, but I think now is probably a good time to say it. Sitting here tonight, I'm feeling a mix of emotions, sense of accomplishment, but also some sadness. So for 3 terms and 6 years, the people of East Windsor put their faith in me. As my thing goes out here, sorry. Put their trust in me to serve the community. It's hard to put into words what an honor that has truly been to serve as a selectman for 6 years. I have been grateful for the opportunity to serve. Every vote, every conversation, even every late night with you folks. I took pride in putting people over politics, always led with my heart and voted on what I thought was in the best interest of the town. And yes, did often take a lot of heat from my party and other people, but I don't regret one thing that I've done up here. Together, we faced challenges, we made progress, we celebrated moments that truly made a difference in our community. Sitting up here, I've always felt heard by my colleagues, even when Charlie was on the board. And I was proud that we could often compromise and come to a unanimous decision so we could all really be behind a project and really support the idea. I'm truly proud to have been a part of the following accomplishments: the hiring of our new police chief and deputy chief, who have really changed the morale within the department, equalizing taxation for fire services amongst Warehouse Point and Broadbrook residents. That was really something that was a long time coming. We've had grand list growth. We had quality of life improvements like our new community center, improvements to East Windsor Park, and the lighting at the Abbey Road soccer fields. I've made lifelong friends. I've learned a lot from Alan. I've really enjoyed my time serving with you. And the others, Marie, Jason, everyone that has shared their experience with me and made me serve better. And now it's just time to focus on my business and my next adventure. I thank you all for your support, your encouragement, and faith in me. And this has been one of the most meaningful chapters of my life. So thank you. And I'm excited to serve on Charter Revision, and I'm not going anywhere. I'm staying involved, and maybe we'll be back up here again one day. So thank you.
One last time, let's go. All right, we'll move on to resignations and appointments. I'd ask for a motion to accept the resignation of Jeff Oustrout as a member of the Building Commission.
Move to accept with lots of regret the resignation of Jeffrey Ostrout from the Building Commission.
Second with regret.
So everybody probably saw Jeff announced news yesterday that he has a very, very serious health issue. It's going to require him to immediately step down. We certainly wish him the very, very best as he goes through this next chapter. All in favor?
All right.
Opposed? Reappointments.
Move to accept the reappointment of Richard Pippin Jr. as a regular member to the Inland Wetlands Watercourse Agency for a term expiring November 1st, 2029.
Second.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none? All in favor?
All right.
Opposed? And the second one is a correction from the meeting minutes from August 7th. It should have said that Bill Lose was being reappointed as an alternate member to the Broadbrook Fire Commission, not to this Capital Improvement Planning Committee.
Just for the record, in the attachment, if you saw it, the motion that was made was correct. It's just that the top heading was incorrect.
Yep.
But this is the second correction we had to make on that.
Yeah. May I have a motion?
Make a motion that do we have to reappoint him? Because the motion that we made was accurate. The motion that we made, that Bill Lose as a regular member of the Broadbrook Fire Commission for the term expiring June 30th, 2026.
I think you could move to correct the minutes to reflect the motion.
All right. I'll make a motion to correct the minutes. Bill Lose, the August 7th, 2025 Board of Selectmen minutes. Instead of the Capital Improvement Committee reappointment, they should say Broadbrook Fire Commission.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, new business. I'd ask that we table agenda item 8A until after executive session.
Moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Taking up agenda item 8B, discuss the East Windsor and Empower Leadership Contract. So for the last 4 years, I want to say, we've been doing staff retreats once a year that help kind of break down silos that happen in an organization like a town government, and encourage teamwork. And the facilitator that we've used is a company called Empower Leadership. They have a contract in front of us, if this is budgeted, but we just want to get approval from the board to go ahead and re-engage Empower Leadership for that training.
You need a motion? To authorize it?
Yeah, the contract.
Make a motion that we authorize for selectmen to sign the contract with Empower Leadership for the team building services.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right. Can you help with this? So next is the discussion of the MOU between the town and the community renewal team. This is a pro forma thing, but is there anything new that we need to know about this particular arrangement?
It's a standard agreement that we sign every year for us to be able to help the residents of the town of East Windsor apply for energy assistance, which is the heating your home program through the community renewal team. We've begun to take those applications and now we need to enter the MOU to have the process so they can start delivering on November 3rd.
Is that LIHEAP?
It's part of Lively, yes.
Is it impacted at all by the federal government shutdown?
I haven't been notified that the verdict will be delayed as of yet. But I'm sure that's coming.
Questions or comments for Melissa? May I have a motion to adopt the memorandum of understanding and authorize my signature?
Make a motion that we adopt the memorandum of understanding between the community renewal team and the East Windsor Social Services and authorize the first selectman to sign it.
Second.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded. If there's no further discussion, I'll call for a vote.
Aye.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? You're lagging ahead of time.
It's wrong.
So we're supposed to have Brendan Kearney from Titan Energy here, but I don't see him having logged in yet. So I'd ask that we table that and come back to it if he does log in.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, discuss town vehicle disposals to include Mr. Sauerhofer.
Good evening,
How you doing?
for having me. So last meeting, Len was here and just, you guys decided on how we were going to get rid of vehicles. And
Thank
in
you.
that time, if nobody's been aware of it, we set up a little used car lot over next to Public Works. And we've been displaying everything we're selling for the last almost 2 weeks. Market research and everything I've done and the vendors that I've called, I've come up with the prices that we would like to, our suggested retail prices on these vehicles. We've had a lot of action at Public Works on them, a lot of people knocking on the door and so we're doing a very good job of at least getting it out there, word out there. It would be my suggestion if you all are okay with the prices that Len and I put together. The next step would be is we would post this, wait a week, and then whomever wanted to come in and pay what we're asking owns the vehicle. If somebody decides they want to not, then I guess we'll come to you in maybe a month. But meanwhile, the vehicle stays at our price, and if we sell it, and then if we end up with something and someone offers us money for it, we'll come back to you and allow you to make that decision if you want to sell it for that price. That would be my suggestion on how we do it. Wait a week. This gets on the internet. Everybody sees it. And then it's basically first come, first serve if you're willing to pay the price we're asking.
I thought we have a policy about this already. that
Wait.
exists.
When Len was here, we talked about that and he gave us the options of running them through the auction through, what's the muni one, muni source?
Yep.
Municipal bid.
Municipal bid, or just doing like the auction model. We do not want to do. And correct me if I'm wrong, but this is how you think we can get the most money for.
And this is how we've done it in the policy in the past. We've put the price on there and sold it at the price.
There was a lot of criticism of that. And then we made sure that we used our policy, which was the auction policy. So everybody, it would go out to the public in public auction and anybody that wanted to bid on it could bid, because this was the old problem where the vehicles are at the place and then people that know about them being there, because not advertised, know that they can buy them. And then they either bought them or in this case, a price is set on it. I mean, it's first come, first serve at the price. Sounds like right now.
It is. We're going to post these prices for a week
Right.
before we sell anything. So it gives anybody who's interested or anybody who wants to visit our website to see where the prices are, the opportunity to have a whole week.
Well, if somebody bids on it, because like here's a 12 passenger van, like the ones that I know it's an older model, $4,500 with 81,000 miles. And there's like a plow truck here for $8,000 with only 9,300 miles on it. And then I don't know where the prices come from. There's a $2,000 vehicle, mileage unknown. There's another car for $4,200, a 2011 Ford Taurus. I mean, to me, it's not the price that's important. To me, the only thing that's important is people have a right to access and to try to buy it because it's publicly disclosed that we have this thing there. And to put a price on it, these things could get gobbled up tomorrow, but people have been watching them. And then you're out of luck. If you
But we're not accepting any bids.
Bids until a week from today.
So the first person who put the bid in, as soon as the bid's open, and it's not bidding.
It's not,
It's not bidding, it's
First come-
sale price.
so you want to be at Public Works at 7:30 on, Friday morning, next Friday morning? And you're willing to pay us what we're asking? It's gone.
So that's the problem. In my view, we have an auction model where the public, it's disclosed to the public, there's going to be an auction. People have a right to bid. We maximize the price. And it's accessible to anybody that chooses to buy these things without having sort of knowledge that it's sitting there. I mean, they're supposed to be it's supposed to be put on our website. There's an auction. Go to either Southern Auto for information or go. This is going backwards like 3 steps.
So, not everybody is eligible to bid at Southern Auto. You have to have a dealer's license.
That's why exactly. Sorry, stand corrected. That's why we said Southern Auto probably isn't the right place. But there's a lot of places that they have these auctions. I don't understand how people can do first come, first serve. Yeah, the bids open on Friday. 1 minute after the bids open, 6 people hand in their things and it's gone. Everybody else is out of luck to buy it. And it should be bid. It should be, you put in the price. People buy it at the price. Fair market value is the price. If I want to buy the 12 passenger van for 81,000 miles, I should be able to bid on it. And then there's like a mower here for $2,000, $3,500 mower. It's a professional mower for $2,000. I've never seen a professional mower like that for $2,000. Maybe it's worth $2,000 with that mileage, but people should bid on it. Somebody that's knowledgeable and wants the mower, they should bid. And so people in the community are going to get cut out of an opportunity to buy this stuff, so they're not going to know about it. The only people that know about it is us here at this meeting tonight. And anyone watches the YouTube video, which is like 10 people, and people that go to Public Works and see the things sitting out there and inquire. I just think we're going backwards. We have a policy. It's a bid policy. It's an auction policy. That's our policy. This is an exemption to our policy. I just don't understand why we're doing it.
Joe, have you had any inquiries on any of these properties so far?
Several people.
I know Mr. Susi has. He called me directly about it. Um, and how many of those inquiries have been town employees?
None,
How many of them have been town residents?
mostly all of them.
Anybody from out of town?
I don't know. I didn't ask address and wasn't in any standing to even answer any questions because I didn't want to corrupt the system. And, I just wanted to set the prices. Len and I went through and I called dealers, I called people we do business with on the plow truck, for instance, what a trade on value would be, what he feels it's worth. And the sweeper, the same thing. The equipment, I thought that would be hard to get rid of, and we've had the most action on the sweeper and the truck.
Oh, those would be great to get rid of.
Mhm. Yeah.
So what happens if four people line up to purchase the mower on the morning of? And there's four people there ready to hand you their offer.
Well,
How do you do that? How do you
I'm not at liberty to like negotiate prices with anybody either. So I don't know how we would actually do that.
The four people all want the same thing, there before it opens up. And is it the first person that hands it to you, or is it the first person? How do you decide which of the four people gets it?
Would be advertised first come, first serve.
You said it's open, but the hand-in is Friday morning.
Well, whoever comes in first and wants the bus and wants to pay our price, they own it.
I'm saying, what, four people come in, they're all waiting for the 9 o'clock or whatever opening of the acceptance of them, of the things. And they're all standing there saying, I want that mower and here's my check for $2,000. How do you decide which of the four gets it?
Uh,
One that was there first come, first.
You mean the
served.
first one to like get in line?
Mhm.
I thought it was the first one,
First come, first serve. So that'd be the first person in front of your face, right?
so somebody gets there 2 hours early, they get it versus someone set out overnight. I think
Same
it-
way if you want to get tickets for a concert, if you want to make sure you get your ticket, you get in line the day before and
this is
you're
public.
getting your pillow.
Marie, this is public property. This isn't a ticket to a concert. This belongs to the public. This belongs to our residents. No offense. I know you want to buy this stuff, but
And the residents,
I'm just saying, I hope you get it, but I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't know even what you're interested in, by the way, but it's not even the residents. I mean, I prefer residents. It was supposed to maximize the sale price of these things. So we benefit the taxpayers.
I've been a resident for 40 years.
Yeah.
In this town, so,
I hope you buy it.
like, my thing is where he comes up with the trade, and he's. We also know, stuff like that.
So Keith, is your issue the process or the dollar value? Because those come.
No. The issue, I said at the beginning, it's not the price. I said at the beginning, we have a policy. We've been through this. The policy is to bid. That gets rid of all of the potential for possibilities. And I wasn't saying who's buying, whether it's employees or people in the know. We have a policy and we talked about it and we said no more people can buy these things directly from Public Works. They're going to be bidding them. And then Len came in. He knows what the policy was. He came in last time. He said, guys, I know you have to bid it and here's the options. We're going to bid it at X, Y, or Z. That's what he said last time. Now tonight, instead of Len's policy, which is Len's approach, which is to bid it, we have a new approach, which is put a dollar amount on it and first come, first served.
Let's be very clear. Len would be here tonight talking about this, but for the fact that he had a medical procedure today.
Okay, but Jason, why are we doing something other than the policy? What's the imperative? And not bid it, let people bid. What's the reason why we're not bidding when that's the way we do stuff?
I think the last time we tried to do the bid process, accepting public bids, I'm pretty sure there was a whole lot of anonymous criticism about the bid process.
No.
Oh, I'm pretty sure there was.
So we're gonna go by anonymous criticism and decide we're not gonna do our own.
I agree, mostly anonymous stuff on Facebook is garbage, but nonetheless, that is still something that we have to be somewhat responsive to.
This is gonna invite a lot of criticism.
I'm sure it will.
Not allowing people not having people out in the public being aware of it and not letting people bid on it is gonna invite a lot of criticism because we're taking a step backwards. I can't see one reason why we would avoid a bid. That's what we do business.
And pull up the policy.
If if my mind serves me correctly, when we were using Southern Auto Sales, it was Southern Auto Sales, here's what we got, and they didn't give us what the items were worth. Correct?
Right.
That's not a bid, though.
You talk, I let you talk. My turn. We said, if you can sell it directly and we can make more money, that would be the way to go. Yes, the question of bidding came up, and it's my recollection, the last time we voted on it, we said that we were going to try it this way and see what happens, because Southern Auto wasn't giving us what we thought we needed, and we wanted to try another approach. Now, those vehicles been out there. I saw on the first day and I stepped on my brakes and said, what the hell is that shit? Sorry for the language, but that's what I said. And then I realized that's the stuff that's going to auction. That's been out there now.
Over 2 weeks.
Week and a half since I saw it, so 2 weeks. I don't remember the last meeting that we spoke of it and the decision that we made, but I believe there was a vote that was taken. That this is the way we do, it would be first serve on it. And I agree, if you're not there early, you're gonna be out of luck. I think I called a half hour after something that I wanted last time it was put out there and it was already gone. But I should have been the first one on the phone in the morning.
That is how we did it last time, isn't it?
Yep.
The time before that, we had one truck and we tried the auction
Yep.
thing, and nobody came in. We received emails. It was just, it wasn't transparent. It wasn't, it leaves too many questions and variables that we did not feel comfortable, and we ended up, I don't even think we even sold it. And, it just, it would probably be best then to hire a professional auctioneer or a professional company to manage it and run it, rather than us just putting a price on it and we get our price fine. If someone wants to offer us a lower price, we come back to you and you all make the decision.
I don't have a copy of the policy, and you don't have one either, do you?
I'm reading it right now.
There you are.
Surplus assets are always to be sold, donated, or transferred as is, where is, where with no warranty as to condition, serviceability, or fitness. The town assumes no liability for accident or injury or loss resulting from the use of the asset after the disposal. So the department that has custody of an asset is responsible for identifying and declaring assets that are surplus to its requirements. The department head should provide in writing to the Board of Selectmen the declaration of surplus, the basis for the declaration, and an accurate appraisal of the sale value of each asset to be disposed of. All town departments shall be notified whenever surplus has been identified. The sale of the town of East Windsor assets to a restricted group of purchasers at what may be other than the fair market value, which it would be an auction, to meet specific purposes of the town of East Windsor must be approved by the Board of Selectmen. In cases where the asset has marketable value exceeding the projected cost of the sale, decision to dispose of the asset at lower than market value or be gratuitous transfer constitutes a donation from the town of East Windsor to the recipient. Foregoing potential revenue is equivalent to an expenditure of capital funds. The decision must always be approved by the Board of Selectmen, as they will ensure that the arrangement constitutes the best interest of the town, and that the decision would withstand the test of public scrutiny. That's it.
So it doesn't specify that we do any particular method. It's just that it has to come through us and be approved by us.
Yep.
It has to be fair market value. Unless it's not fair market value, it has to be gifted by the board, or that amount has to be a gift from the board.
Well, I think that's why Joe and Len are recommending that we establish these prices before us as the market value. I'm going to try and keep it on this side if that's okay.
So we're not violating policy.
Nope.
And I'm happy with the professional opinion of our department heads on what these things are worth. And I'm happy with the transparency of it all. So I would make a motion that we would authorize the Department of Public Works to dispose of these listed items as proposed.
Motion has been made and seconded for clarity. We're going to sell these items at this price. We're going to list it on the website and on the town's Facebook page for 1 week. And then it's first come, first serve. Unless anything doesn't sell, in which
We'd
case,
like to also post it here at the town hall. We'll post it at the community center. We'll post this. I'm gonna put it on the windows of Public Works. And
put it on the windows of the vehicles too, because I know people are stopping there.
I can do that.
At least
I
put
propose to do that.
sign out
You
there,
know,
these are all for sale, go to the website to check it out or whatever, you know?
I don't want to push my luck with the neighborhood. I wanted to put those big bubble thing, them too, but, that's what I would, and then a week, it could be 2 weeks if you wanted to leave it. It's up to you, as long as we get them out of Len's yard by winter. He'll be happy.
All right, so a motion has been made and seconded. Any further discussion?
If you want to take time to review the prices we could wait a couple
These
weeks.
prices good or not?
Oh, they are. They're actually, some of them got readjusted with all the action that we were having.
That kind of says a bid is the right way to go. They're readjusting. If you had lower prices,
They would have went faster.
yeah, so you readjust because people are interested and then so you raise the price.
I'd be perfectly honest with you. I didn't think I'd get any action on the sweeper. I was figuring that I was going to come to you in 4 weeks and say, the company we bought our other sweeper for is going to give us this for it. Can I take that? Because it's more than what we're asking. And the same thing with the plow truck. The plow truck is a truck that's 25 years old.
It's got 9,000 miles and it's got a big plow. It's a huge plow truck with a big sanding thing in the back. And somebody's going to run a business, use it to operate a business, which is great. But again, I have a car here for $2,000.
Yeah, it's a 2009 car with, we believe, well over 100,000 miles. It was a repurposed police car. And for the last at least 8 to 9 years, it's been used by social services or senior center. And it does have some things that need to be fixed.
So a 2009 car with 100,000 miles,
An old police cruiser that
which with,
might have had some other hidden issues that,
I'm just saying, somebody might want to bid on it, pay $3,000. People need cars.
Make a motion to call the question.
We're going to call the question when we're just like having a discussion.
Well, there's actually, she's right. There's a motion and a second on the table.
I should not be talking.
Anything else on the motion?
I'm just going to point out that I can't find the minutes yet. September 5th, 2023, we had exactly this discussion. I'm going to pull the minutes and see what the board said. But this was exactly the same discussion where the board voted that night to send all this property out to bid. And it's September 5th, 2023. I'm going to pull the minutes so I can see the minutes. I see the agenda. That was the last time we discussed it was 2 years ago. And this board decided that it was important to do bids.
I'm fine in this situation, moving forward with this. It's gonna be quicker, it's gonna bring in the money directly to us, and I'm fine with moving forward.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
This is unfair. And first come, first served. It's unfair. How can you put first come, first served? There's no bid going on with it. I mean, if 40-year resident, if I'm there at 12 o'clock at night and there's 3 people sitting in front of me, the first person that gives him a check for this blue plow truck is gonna take it. And I'm left out. Could be a town resident, it could be anyone. But it's unfair. That it's not right for first come, first served. It's just unfair, unbiased. I don't see that. That should not be happening.
So, sir, there's going to be another opportunity for public participation in just a couple minutes, but
Okay.
we're going to stick to
I'm
the,
sorry. I did.
sorry, your first
I'm
time.
very agitated with it, with the whole thing.
Okay, we are on to the bid results of the School Hill Park Hill Waterline Project and award bid. So Joe, I'm gonna have you hang around in case we have questions, but I will tell you that there was a bid opening. There were, I think, five bidders, or five responsible bidders. The lowest one was a company called BMS Construction. I think that totaled out at like 2.6 million for the entire project. Their references came back glowing from everybody. And I don't think we really have a choice here other than to go with the low responsible bidder anyway, because this is a combination of federal and state dollars. Questions or comments?
I would like to suggest that we put this off to the next meeting so we can review these bids. So I just got the bids in the big package now. This is a very large expenditure, and not only is it a $2 million plus expenditure, but it's critical because it's going to serve the water needs, not only for the Park Hill residents, but also for that entire neighborhood, plus the future development of that entire area. So this is a critical bid. It's not like other bids that we've had that are, even if they're expensive. And I just getting the bid package and expecting us to just automatically, and I understand what you're saying, Jason. I don't disagree. You know, we only have so much money to spend, but these have four alternatives each, and there's bids for the four alternatives, base bid and four alternatives. I think I'd like to review what the alternatives were, the proposals.
Road repair, isn't it? The alternatives for the project?
Yeah, yes, it's the paving of after they go through and dig up the developments,
So
All four of them, right?
all four.
well, normally we get bids the night we get the bids in our package. I see we have the bids here, but there's a lot of information here. This is such a critical vote for us to select this vendor. This is water lines that are servicing the water needs, the potable water needs of an entire neighborhood and all the Park Hill residents. And if we have someone in there that does it wrong and screws it up, we're like done for, because this is gonna be bad. So I just don't feel comfortable going with the lowest bid because it's the lowest bid. We should. And if anyone else has read these bids and they feel comfortable because they've read them and they understand each bid, then I'll defer. But I don't think probably not a single person of us, not one of us has probably gone through these bids and read them. And we're just gonna sit here.
So
You did?
When, the day we got them.
Good, okay. And I've been in court. I haven't been able to do what you did. I would have done the same thing if I had time.
I laid them out, to see where the differences were, and it was primarily one category. And I also, because they didn't total it up, I actually went through and verified all the dollar amounts on these. And then I totaled them up myself so that I know who the lowest bidder was. If I have any criticism for this, is my lack of knowledge of who these vendors are. But I have to take the people that have worked with these vendors, and that are the experts in the field. Our public work department said they'd like to go with the lowest bid, and VMS has a good reputation, that I'm gonna go with the experts.
BMS has been around for a long time. They've done a lot of work in MDC, a lot of water lines. They are a very good, reputable company. And all the references we did get were a stellar, and they're approved contractor with Connecticut Water, which is a requirement and a big leap and bound.
I appreciate that. That's important. Can I ask Alan just what you thought about it? Are you comfortable with the lowest bid?
I am comfortable with the lowest, but I thought that we were supposed to use the lowest.
We
bid.
are absolutely, it's with federal and state dollars. This is really a not.
It was a matter of which I hadn't heard the reference, that the references were good. So to me, it was only a matter of asking, what's the reputation of this company, right?
Right.
Because I wasn't familiar with VMS either. I am familiar with a couple of the others, but so they are the lowest bid, right?
It's the lowest responsible bid, so we have to do some due diligence.
And they're not out of
We
whack,
did.
Right.
right? So,
Okay. You're comfortable.
so I'm comfortable with that.
Okay.
And then with the additional information that the references were good, Connecticut Water obviously being probably the most important reference.
Right, what Joe just said. Okay. All right, I'm good to vote then.
May I have a motion to accept the bid proposal from VMS Construction Company for the School Hill Water Main bid project?
So moved.
There a second?
Second, I amend that we not exceed the bid price.
With the alternates.
Right.
So
To include the alternate.
not to exceed
Not to exceed,
And run it to
grant,
2.6 million.
not to exceed the total grant money.
Oh, right.
Yeah, you
No,
don't,
no. So, good point. So here's what,
That's all right.
so because this is entirely not local dollars, it's federal and state dollars. We're going to circle back with them and ask if we can expand the project.
Okay.
But we don't know what that will be until we know what the final project cost turns out to be, in case there's any change orders or anything on our part.
Jason, I don't think we can do that. And I think we're approving a bid tonight. We're approving a bid, we're approving the lowest responsible bidder, and that's the amount that we're approving to be spent. And if more money it wants to be spent to bring it up to the grant money, I think we need to probably deal with that. But these other bidders weren't told, we're gonna let you spend $2.9 million and give us your bids. So
I'm fine with doing the 2.6 for the bid. I'm just publicly saying we have $5.2 million for the project between state and federal dollars. So we want to use that for the expansion of public water access. We don't know what that looks like at this point in time because first of all, our federal partners are on an extended vacation. And secondly, we don't know if there's going to be change orders associated. So I want to reserve the ability to go after the balance of that funds for the expansion of public water associated with this project.
And so just clarifying, I think Joe made a comment, but that the amount that we're approving is up to like a larger amount, but we're approving a bid and approving the contract to accept the contract of that bidder at that price. That's what we're doing tonight, right?
Yes.
We're not approving any additional expenditures yet, subject to whoever's who's going to be responsible for making those decisions.
Right.
Right. Okay.
how do you handle change orders? How do you handle a situation if we run into concrete underneath the railroad tracks?
We accept their bid with the 4 alternates, and then it runs like any other normal project.
What if we run into an issue that's not in there, like concrete that has to be jackhammered and there was a stipulation in the contract that says,
Change orders would fall under the same contract language that we would typically use. So it would follow the same process. We have in the project, there's $5.2 million. We're accepting their bid to do the work that they have outlined in their proposal for $2.6 million. Anything above and beyond that is subject to the change order process.
and how do you approve the change order if you're just saying it's this dollar amount?
We're accepting their bid for $2.6 million. That's all we're doing. And then everything, that we draw down from the fund the same way that we would in any normal.
And that was my point is it's construction. There's always change orders. We could run into where we have to turn and go around the gas line. So we'll have to put 90s and couplings and thrust blocks and now that's extra because gas line wasn't anticipated in being there. We have services, we're going right up to people's houses. What if there's stuff in the way, then that anticipates a change order. That was my point is if you just say it's 2.9 million, now how do I get another $50,000 because I have 50,000 in change orders?
I think there's a change order process. I think that Jason said you would submit the change order. There'd be a record of the change order request. That would come into whoever the keeper of the.
We have the
clerk of the works is.
We have the clerk of the works that we hired.
So the clerk of the works would decide.
I would approve it.
Right. They would approve it. And then there would be a record of the change order, a record of the clerk of the works approval of that. And then it'd just be accounted for within the budget. Right. Right, Jason? That's the way it would work.
Yeah. So the motion then is to accept the bid proposal from VMS Construction Company for $2.6 million.
I think someone else may have seconded, but if they didn't, I'll second it.
I seconded.
Did, right?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. I'm going to ask that we table agenda item 8G until after executive session.
Make that motion.
For a second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, Town Relocation Act. So you all will recall that there was a circumstance that happened where a family was displaced for a very long period of time. And that ended up costing the town a fair amount of money under the Relocation Act. That caused us to review the Relocation Act as it stands and present this amended proposal for how to conduct that particular function moving forward. This is particularly important because there may be some rather pressing, potentially large-scale relocations that need to happen. And without the protections that are in this document in place, there's a very significant financial liability to the town. So what we're looking to do is update the policy, limit our exposure, and still be in compliance with the state law. Anything you want to add to that? The policy speaks to the state and federal. Anything else on that? Chief, anything you want to add or not add? Okay. Questions or, yeah, go ahead.
I'm not sure which page it's on, but you've actually taken some of the burden off of your shoulders and put it on the resident
Yeah, it's very much so.
shoulders to do, which I agree with. But I'm not sure if I misunderstood what I read. So say they only want to stay in East Windsor. And there's nothing in East Windsor. Then we're obligated to keep them and wherever they are until something comes in East Windsor?
I don't think
Or
that,
do we go the length of the period that's designated in here and then they have to take whatever's available wherever?
Reasonable comparable unit based on what they were currently in.
Okay,
now, if there was a fire at my house and the place was condemned, I fell victim to the Relocation Act.
Yeah.
My kids go to school in East Windsor. And if there's only housing availability in Enfield, my kids can stay enrolled in East Windsor. The school district, I think, provides transportation in that regard, while I'm in a like-kind accommodation on a temporary basis looking for a permanent one. So it considers the overall impact on the family unit, but it also has some reasonableness so that they can't say, well, I only want to live on Elm Street and there's nothing on Elm Street, so I'm going to stay, at the Marriott for the next 15 years.
so I tried to compare sheet for sheet to see where the difference was, because nothing was blind or anything. But this is actually a remake. And things added to it, which I thought were the right way to go. So I don't have a problem with this now that my question, but sometimes I get things a little confused. I'm good with it. So nicely done, whoever did it.
Josh,
Oh, thanks, Josh.
other questions or comments?
I had a couple of concerns. First of all, I didn't think that in the letter, it says, that the relocation assistance, it says have likely misused this benefit in East Windsor. So he's writing a letter saying that there's a likely misuse by residents or people in town. I don't know. I don't think that was really necessary in there.
Well, it's accurate though.
I don't think it's accurate to say anybody has misused anything. And it's maybe a perception, but okay. Then
The policy.
I'm just here the policy, yeah. So for example, instead of providing actual temporary housing, the plan here is to offer cash to people.
For the actual moving.
Yeah, and say, we're not gonna do this, you're gonna have cash in lieu of us moving. It says in lieu of. No, it says here in lieu of.
It's offered to them. They have the choice to take it either way they want.
Correct. It says a displaced person elects to receive a fixed cash payment in lieu of actual and reasonable moving and storage expenses. So they have a right to accept the cash and make that decision.
we had before.
I think it's very hard for people in a desperate situation where everything has been destroyed, for example, in a fire. They have nothing. They have nothing. And they have to make a choice between cash or some assistance with moving. That's the choice. And then we say, oh, here's some money. It's like the landlord that says to the tenant, okay, here's $1,000 if you leave. Or, I mean, I struggle a little bit about why are we providing cash in lieu of assistance? Like, why would we even do that instead of saying our obligation is to provide the assistance if you elect it? If you choose not to elect it, we won't do it. But we're going to move you because you've been burned out of your house. And that's the thing we're going to do instead of saying, but we'll offer you $1,000 instead. People are desperate. They have to buy food. They have to buy stuff for their, for their kids. They're desperate. They're going to take the cash. And they're going to give up all their belongings and give them everything else. So I want to ask the question, why are we doing that?
It's funny that you took it from that side. I saw kind of
Yeah.
almost the flip side. So say I'm in that situation and then you come to me and say, look, you're out of here because of whatever that happened. I'm going to take and pack up all your stuff and move your stuff and store it.
Right?
I might take the opinion of, I don't want anybody touching my stuff. I don't want any of you people touching my stuff. In that case, okay, fine. We'll not only let you do it, but we'll give you the money that we would have spent otherwise, right? So it gives people an option. An option is always good, right?
So, and that's an interesting point because I saw that the opposite way too, what you just said. So there's a provision here that says if no temporary replacement dwelling is available, that's a determination by the person that there's no temporary, it doesn't, is available. It says the displaced person and his family shall be moved to emergency housing and their personal effects shall be placed into storage. They don't have any choice. They shall be moved into emergency housing. Their stuff shall be placed into storage. That's like, it's like you tell the person, this is what we're going to do to you and your property because there's no temporary housing available. It's not compassionate.
I think it's probably if there's a condemnation. Not necessarily a fire per se, but like if there's no heat in a building in the middle of January or.
Condemned, right.
Right, and somebody's refusing to move, we can't leave that situation like that, right?
Right.
And this is tracking state law, right? This is not like we just came up out of the blue out of this.
Well, I don't know if this tracks state law because we have an old one that tracks state law too. And it doesn't say, for example, an option is going to be given to the person it says explicitly, if no temporary replacement housing is available, we're moving you to emergency stuff and we're putting your stuff in storage and you don't have any choice. And then you're right. It's like the person doesn't have a choice. What do? They say, to the police, you're not taking my stuff. You're not taking my things. The stuff gets thrown into trash. I know. I would like it to be compassionate. I understand the problems completely that people could take advantage of it or even not take advantage of it. Their circumstances are such that they can't afford to get independent housing. And we offer it and they stay there for a long time. They overstay their welcome for a long time. That's not okay. I assume that people, well, hopefully if they can find a place, they get a place. Maybe they decide not to get a place because they're just happy because they're paying for it. That means put a limit on it. We won't pay for more than this amount of time. You're expected to find your own housing by this amount of time. And we'll make an exception if you come to us with something that requires an opportunity, like you're completely disabled, you're mobile, you can't get, but by this time, we're only going to pay for 3 months, period. So we don't have to pay for 2 years. But I know, I like to see something compassionate. This doesn't sound at all compassionate to me. It sounds very harsh. And people that are at the worst time in their lives, their apartment's condemned, right? Or there's a flood.
Yeah, so to me, it is, sometimes you have to, a person might not be thinking clearly, right? So you're living in a dump, right? And it's not sanitary but yet you don't want to move for wherever where your head is, right?
Right.
But you have to move because it's not safe for you there.
Right.
Right. So you're going to get moved. Like we can't just let that just walk away because that person doesn't want to be. The compassionate thing is to get them out of that situation and fix it. Right. That's the whole impetus behind this. Right. So, sometimes you have to use the stick. Right. And it's not really a stick, but you have to draw the line.
I agree, but I just think the language there should be a process here where the person could disagree. They could ask for a review. They could ask for a process. And I'm really the major problem for me is the money in lieu of the service. because we're supposed to provide housing for people. And then you say, and their children or whatever, instead of providing the housing and the service for the safe housing for people that have been lost their homes, which is our obligation to provide safe housing, we say, oh, we're going to pay you money and you can take, and you're going to sign a waiver and you're gone. And I just don't think that's the right way to go either.
Again, it's an
But
option,
that's their option.
right? If they want
Yeah.
the money for whatever, like you're saying, they need money for something else and they can make other arrangements for their living. Okay,
Yeah, like
that's a help.
or they'll live in a shelter because the money they need for baby diapers.
Unlikely.
I don't know.
I think that's, there's other services.
I know a lot of people know this. I mean, I have experience knowing a lot of people that are living in shelters. There's a shelter over in Vernon. People live in apartments over there. They have no other place to go. There's whole families over there. We bring them food. If anyone wants to do something nice, bring the people food over in the shelter over there in Vernon. Because, or bring them money, because there's families living there. They're impoverished. They can't get housing. They're living in a shelter for a long time. Same thing in Hartford. It's very sad. We have a lot of people around here, families living in shelters with young kids. And a lot of them are in circumstances where their houses have been condemned or there've been fires, that thing. I just read this. It just seemed very, it didn't seem compassionate at all to me. And I took it wrong. The preamble by the attorney said people are taking advantage of it and like that. Maybe I was just in the wrong frame of mind.
I think where the compassion comes in when they're in need, and you got somebody like Melissa Matesi and her people that are dealing with them in a compassionate way. So anything that's verbal here, they're gonna get the compassion and the help they need from those people as they have in the past. Those that have abused it, in some cases, I believe it's been abused because they didn't have to go out look for anything. We were forced by law to keep them where they were, and it was a part for them at an expense that we were absorbing that wasn't fair.
For
So
years.
I know.
So when we talked about this before, I thought that it was going to come back and say, it's our policy, but we're only going to pay for X amount of time. That's it. We just got to put a time limit on it. This has changed it quite a bit. Melissa, is this like other towns?
I don't think you can either.
Has anybody, is this similar to other towns? Like the towns around us use something similar? Or is this supposed to be addressing, is it harsher because it's addressing that we got burned on a property where people are overstaying their welcome?
I did not read other towns locally. We were using some larger cities that have a number of relocation experiences and trying to prevent kind of what happened to us for the last couple of years, because unfortunately they didn't want to be a participating party in their relocation. And they were happy and content to have free transportation to school, have free room and board at a hotel, cleaning service from the hotel, like. So we needed some teeth to help the process along. And I can assure you that everyone was handled with soft hands and a compassionate heart.
I wasn't talking about the town at all and how it conducts its business. No, I wasn't. I didn't say that at all. I was talking about our policy, a new policy. I didn't once say that the town hasn't been compassionate with people or doing things properly. I didn't say that. It was the attorney that said that people are taking advantage of us. But I didn't say once that the town is doing something improperly. And when you just said kind of, I don't know where you would think I said that. Because I didn't say anything like that.
So I think the experience that we are all familiar with, I think it would be very difficult to rightly say that there were not liberties that were taken on the part of the residents who were displaced that cost the town a substantial amount of money, over six figures. This is how we are proposing to close that vulnerability so that we're addressing what the requirements in the law are without having that loophole available to further cause financial hardship on the part of the town over long periods of time. It gives the displaced person options, really it gives them different pathways they can elect to go down, and it's up to them. But I think we really have an obligation as fiduciary stewards here to meet the requirements of the law and not leave that glaring vulnerability.
I guess that's the other point is we're not taking away anything from the old one. We're not removing any services. All we're saying is we found a loophole here that didn't work for the town of East Windsor taxpayers. We're closing that loophole. Right, and that's really the material change here.
Majority of the people that we're relocating are renters. So it's because their landlords typically don't want to relocate them. So we're helping them so that they can have a place to go because their landlords aren't helping them. So then we lean the property to be able to recoup some of those funds. So it's not typically a homeowner option, like wouldn't be Jason. in this home.
Yeah, you're on your own. How do you go?
Insurance.
In theory.
Yeah, zero.
So I think we've discussed this. What do we want to do?
I'd like to make a motion to accept the draft proposal, given to us as presented.
Is there a second?
Thought it was a little bit more specific or.
Well, we need to have a public hearing and then submit it to the state. And then it comes back to us for final approval, well, the board of selectmen for final approval.
What we do tonight, or is it just the next group?
Yeah, public
Okay,
hearing,
then it'll
then the
come back,
Department of Housing,
Public
and
hearing.
then back to the board.
That's the motion. Right, once the plan has been adequately reviewed, we're thinking we've done that, yeah.
I think we said
The
that
town must schedule a public hearing to approve for submission to the Commissioner of Housing. So
Right.
do we want to make that motion? Or
I rescind my motion. Go ahead, Bridget.
Okay, I'll make a motion that we accept the changes to the town's relocation plan as proposed by the town attorney and forward this to a public meeting,
Public hearing.
public hearing, excuse me.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any further discussion on the motion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
No.
All right, tax refunds.
Move to approve the tax refunds totaling $19,417.25.
Second,
All in favor? Opposed? All right. Excuse me. Over the last week, I had the opportunity to spend some time with several groups and initiatives that reflect what I think is the strength and the commitment of our community. On October 14th, I visited the town CERT team and thanked them for their continued dedication to emergency preparedness and volunteer service. And that same evening, I had the opportunity to attend the Narcan training that was hosted by the local prevention council. It was encouraging to see residents take advantage of this life-saving program, although I wish there were more residents that had taken advantage of it, but we'll do it again. And I commend the council for making such training accessible to the public. The following night, I was proud to attend the Greater Together Community Funds Project Showcase. Through their partnership with the Hartford Foundation for Public Giving, the committee has awarded more than $85,000 to over 30 organizations in the last 2 years alone. The diversity of these projects, from youth programs to community services to public safety, demonstrates the creativity and the compassion of the people of East Windsor and the support offered them by that committee. It was a really cool showcase. On the 16th, the town hosted its first community health fair at the community center. The event brought together service providers from across the region to connect residents with important health and wellness resources that they may need. The fair was very well attended, and we are already looking forward to planning next year's event, right, Melissa? In recent weeks, the Capital Improvement Planning Committee has been meeting with department heads to review capital project submissions for, believe it or not, the 26-27 budget cycle. That process will take on a slightly different format this year to improve transparency and public participation. Residents interested in viewing project proposals may do so on the town website or by contacting the finance office. At the same time, we have been actively engaged in the collective bargaining process on 3 labor contracts involving our police, our supervisors, and our clerical staff. So it's been a busy couple of weeks for sure. Residents may have also noticed the progress in Broadbrook, where the town is installing more than 2 miles of new sidewalk in and around the village center, which is absolutely looking fantastic. The project will improve pedestrian safety, support safe routes for students, and enhance walkability and connectivity for residents. The project isn't even installed yet and completely installed yet, and there's already people who are utilizing it. It really does look great.
We're 100% installed to the crosswalk at the dog park. So up Depot, ADA compliance through Perry, all the way down to the front of the park. 100%.
Looks great.
Grass seeded and everything.
We're going to continue to come down Reservoir and then down Windsorville.
Skip over the water for now and then jump over and keep pouring concrete all the way up the Coca property. And then do a little filler on Old Ellington and then down Windsorville to Park Hill.
Very nice. When will it be done?
We're hoping to have it completed before winter, or we can't pour concrete anymore. The rain we didn't have rain all summer long. That rain 3 times a week the last 3 weeks.
That's because I've been doing rain dances because I planted a pasture.
Looking ahead, I want to remind everyone that tomorrow evening is the East Windsor Haunted Highway event at the Reservoir from 5 to 7 p.m. This is a family favorite feature that brings town departments together with community groups and local organizations, hosting themed booths throughout the park. I have it on very good authority that the police are not going to win this year.
We utilize early voting and we've got a lot of ballots already.
Oh, all right. Speaking of early voting has started. Finally, on a serious thing that I think is of public interest, many residents have asked about the status of the proposed gravel pit solar expansion. As everybody is aware, they are trying to get bigger. The Siting Council held its first hearing regarding that petition on October 9th and has continued the proceeding to November 18th. At that hearing, the town will present 4 expert witnesses in opposition to the project. As everybody knows, the Siting Council retains the decision-making authority over grid scale projects, and to date, they have not been receptive to our concerns about the cumulative impact of large-scale solar projects in town, really to any degree. Nonetheless, we remain committed to defending the town's interests in this case, and if necessary, we'll take that to an appeal in the Superior Court. We've tried the legislative remedy for years. That's not working. Time to try something else. So that's all I have. Marie.
I really don't have anything because, my situation, I haven't been attending meetings, but, I would offer, if anybody's looking to see what's happening in town, the 3 resources that I would take would start with the Park and Rec Department. Everything is kept on there. I would, keep track of the police department because they post a lot of pertinent information there. And I would also take a look at the town website and the libraries because they're putting a lot of stuff out. There's a lot of activities that Park and Rec are doing. They just opened up for the middle school kids to come and join together in groups after school to do the homework and to play games and do stuff, which is very much needed in the town. So whoever decided to do that, that's a great idea, in my opinion. Jason said and he said the highway, what is it called now?
Highway.
The haunted highway is tomorrow. It's always fun. Hopefully, we'll do well this year. So we'll see what happens. So, and if you're planning on attending the haunted highway tomorrow, please bring donations of peanut butter and jelly for Pauline's Stockpot Kitchen because they're in dire need of it. So, and if you can't go and you want to contribute, they're looking for peanut butter and jelly. Thank you.
I just wanted to thank Marie and Sarah for their many years of service to the town. Thank you.
Alan.
I only have, union contract meeting since we met last, which you mentioned. But I did want to take the time to thank Marie and Sarah. Like 6 years has been really actually very enjoyable with you guys, and we're really going to miss you over the next 2 years. But maybe you'll come back after that, who knows? But I've learned a lot from both of you, and I really do enjoy your perspective. And I love the way that you've kept an open mind, changed your mind when it was necessary, and stuck to your guns when it was also necessary. And I think the town has benefited from your service. So thank you. Thank you both.
Thank you.
Sarah?
Thank you for the opportunity to serve. It's been great. Thank you.
All right, we'll turn now to public participation. This is the second opportunity for members of the public to address the board. Same rules as last time. I'm going to first ask that you identify yourself by name and address and then state your business. I'll give anybody in the room the first opportunity and then turn it to folks online. Yes, sir. Name and address.
I noticed that the sidewalks are coming along great. That's really awesome. I just have a question about on Reservoir Avenue. It looks like the cement goes right to the edge of the road and presents a curbing. I think that's gonna be taken out first snow.
Better not be.
Well, see,
That's monolithic curb, it's that deep in the ground. It's
See,
designed to be on the
they-
edge of the road.
See, they take my lawn out. I don't know how they're gonna take that out. That's concrete.
Yeah, the plow will ride right up on concrete. Should be fun.
Oh, no.
Is there any other public participation? Name and address, please.
Paul Anderson, 89 Main Street. Okay, the sale of the equipment at the town garage. My suggestion is that multiple people show up ready to buy. Then everybody who comes should be eligible to buy. But obviously, the amount of money they're gonna pay isn't enough. So who's willing to pay more? On the spot, right then. They're willing to pay more, they can pay more and walk away with it. And let the people that are there who are interested do whatever they have to do to buy what they want to buy. Then you get more money. And there's no conflicts and there's no disputes and there's no nothing. That's how I would solve it. So you have your base price. And if too many people want to buy it, you gotta pay more, just like anything else in the marketplace. It's a marketing thing and you want the money. More is better. So that's my suggestion.
Thank you, sir. Name and address, please.
So Robert Susi, 350 Skip Road. What he says is all right, but if you're gonna put something up for sale and you're proposing it as first come, first serve, you're not giving anyone else the right that wants to buy one of these vehicles to buy it. So say if I go online, there's 3 other people that want to buy this pickup truck. And the person in front of me got there at 12 o'clock at night, and I got there at 1 o'clock in the morning. I don't have the opportunity because he already offered the 3,500 and I'm up. I just don't think that's fair. And there should be some type of, well, like he's saying, the money, more money, propose it, put in bids, who's got the highest bid at the end of the week gets the truck. Or gets any of the vehicles. There should be a weekly process. There shouldn't be, here I am, I'll give you your 3,500, and there's 3 other guys in back of me that want the same truck. And he just takes the money and goes, okay, no problem, you're done, same stuff. It should be a week process, at least. So that's what I'm proposing to do, because it's not unfair to anyone else. So if a person not from East Windsor, I've been East Windsor for 40+ years. I'm up because I didn't have the ability to put in a bid or anything because it was first come, first served. That's unfair to bias. I don't believe that's the way it should be.
Is there any other public participation? Would you guys entertain a motion to reconsider?
I don't have a problem.
Well, I mean, personally, I think of it as, you know, if I put my car out at the end of the driveway, I put a for sale sign on it, but I'm not taking bids. First guy that shows up with the money, it's gone, right? And same with it at a car dealership. They put it out there, they put a for sale sign on it. First guy that shows up with the money, it's gone. So there's, I'm not against doing some sort of sealed bid thing, but I don't have a problem. I don't see that the process is unfair. It's just like anybody else in town that wanted to sell something. They put it out there, it's out there, they put it on Facebook Marketplace, they do whatever they do. First money comes, it's gone, right? So I don't see that as a problem, but I'm also flexible, fine, compromise. If everybody wants to do something different, I'm fine with that too.
So we discuss it. There's five of us sitting here. I'm saying that in the past we do bids. I'm saying we should do bids. And I get ignored. Nobody wants to do bids. In fact, one other person said, let's do bids.
I still don't.
Right. And then two members of the public say, three people say this is patently unfair, which we knew when we had the discussion, at least from my point of view. And then Jason, you want to open up for revote?
Just say, we didn't know. That was your opinion.
I said
Right.
that the bid, that I wanted to bid.
Yeah.
I said that like 10 times.
Right, that's what I'm saying, but you're saying that's your opinion, that it's unfair. My opinion
No,
is not.
no, I understand what you're saying. And we voted. And no one wanted to do the bids, even though we did that on September 5th of 2023, and we've been doing it after. What are we rehashing? I agree with Mr. Susi. Mr. Anderson, I don't agree with that. People shouldn't be throwing up money at the time of the site, at the time of the bid, and whoever gets there at midnight or 1 a.m. or 9 a.m, because a lot of people can't get there at 9 a.m. Should be a weekly bid or a 2-week bid. Should be a bid process. So we had an opportunity to discuss it. I'm open to, if people are going to change it. I just feel like chopped liver up here. I say, this is what we should do. This is what we did. No one wants to do it. And then you won the reconsideration because your point is right. Let's reconsider it, in your opinion.
So I never said that, when he asked that question, that wasn't me responding to going to a 2-week bid. That ain't all. I was thinking more of what Paul Anderson, if 3 people are there,
It's a bid. That's a bid.
it's not a 2-week bid.
Yeah, no, that's
It's a bid of the morning.
That's chaos.
Yeah,
I'm
chaos,
sorry, that's
right.
chaos.
It is.
Like you either do it one way or the other, right? Like,
Consider anything in here if anybody else has a change of mind. Doesn't mean I'm gonna agree with you. Question was asked. I don't know what you guys want to do. Question was asked. I'll reconsider anything. Doesn't mean I'm gonna vote yes. Doesn't mean I'm gonna vote no either.
Okay, well, it seems like we have had the discussion, we made a decision. It does not seem like we're heading in the reconsideration route. So there's no further public participation. I would ask for a motion to go into executive session. It will include the chief of police, deputy chief of police, and the chief of the ambulance association.
make that motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We're in executive session at 8:24. It is 10 after 10. We're out of executive session. We're going to turn now to
Get the agenda in front of you.
agenda item 8G, discuss and vote on the union contract between the town and the supervisors union. Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion, we authorize the first selectman to sign the union contract between the town and supervisors union. Dated July 1, 2024 through June 30, 2027.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So carried. For the record, we will postpone discussion of agenda item 8A, potential funding of an emergency medical vehicle and/or equipment until a special meeting to be called in the next week or so. May I have a motion to adjourn?
Move that we adjourn at 10:11 PM.
Is there a second?
Second.
Ladies, thank you for your service. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We're adjourned at 10:11.